Well, after 13 and a half hours, I completed Busbound. I have played Busbound pretty much daily since its release, including live streams on my Favignano live channel. I upgraded each district, unlocked all the buses, paint schemes, and colors. What do I think of the game? Well, let's take a final tour around Emberville in the double-decker Sightseer to find out. And here is our big, beautiful Sightseer bus we're using on today's tour. But before I begin, let's change a few things. For modifiers, we're using cockpit camera only, plus no dashboard info on HUD, physical mirrors only, no mirrors on HUD. Now, if you really want to get likes on a stop, I would recommend turning this one on. However, I don't really need to do that. I've completed the game. But we want to be able to see the outside of the bus, so we're going to turn that one off so we can do that. All right, let's pick up all these wonderful people here that are so excited to go on a tour of Emberville on this cloudy day. And we'll stop about right there. That'll do it. And check it out. They're going to get on board the Sightseer, and you'll see them board even on the top deck. Very, very cool. You guys on board? Ready to go? Sit down. And close our doors up here. Yep, they're all ready to go, and we are too. Beautiful. Let's pull away from the station and check out Emberville. Now, I've got about 14 hours in the game as of right now. It took me 13 and a half to beat it, like I said, to complete it 100%. And that may be a pretty low number for some people, but I'm hoping more will come down the line. That car flew out of there. Later on, whenever we have more DLC. Now, a downside is that it rains a lot in this game, and the only way you can advance the weather is by going in and making a new line. And I just put 2 stops next to each other and then just do those stops to change the weather, because the weather changes by each time you run any line. It doesn't matter. You go back to the office and it's new weather. So that's the only way you can do it. And I have tried over 20 times to get sunny weather for this run today, and it's not happening. So we're just getting overcast, and that was the best, because at least it's not raining. As you can see, we can have the top open for everybody here, and they're really excited about that. So what is Busbound? Busbound is not a simulator. I don't know where. I don't know where people got the idea, but I don't think I got the memo that this was supposed to be a sim. A lot of the simisms are missing in this game, and I'm perfectly fine with that. So I played the demo, and I really enjoyed the demo. I was like, man, this is awesome. It's an arcade bus experience, but it's way more casual than The Sims. You don't have to babysit the ticket machine, and it's something different, which I think that this genre needed. The next thing is that it's based in America. I don't count Bus Sim 21 as America, because it's kind of a futuristic European / half American city. But they really nailed the graphics here on the map. The map looks really nice. It looks like a believable city that people are living in. And man, making a left out of here is going to be a pain as well. But it really is the winner here in Busbound. I'm gonna go this way, buddy. He's coming, no matter what. Yep. They hit the brakes like they're gonna let you in, but then they're like, nope. Okay, they're gonna let me in. Thank you. Will this guy do it? Sometimes you have to bully him. No, he's not gonna do it. You don't care, do you, dude? Yep. Don't mind me. Out here trying to make a living like you in your taxi cab. So you have to bully yourself sometimes. Traffic can be a pain in the game, and traffic will also make you late. In real life, you want to be late rather than being early. In this game, that is not the case, because you want to get likes on your stops, and if you are taking your sweet time, they do not like it, and they will complain about it, and you'll lose likes when you do that. So keep that in mind. All right, we good here? Nobody else getting on? Okay, they're waiting patiently their turn. You love to see it. Let's close up the doors. and we'll continue onward. I love, love, love the sounds in the game. I like the sounds of the buses. My favorite bus in the game is the CNG Vicinity. CNG. And that retarder on there has a really good sound to it. It's got a good wail to it. But just the sounds of the engines and squeaking brakes and the sounds when you go over a speed bump. It's really well done, and I like to see that. All right, let's turn this way. Now you can drive in the outside view, and you can even change the FOV, which I did do, so I can drive it kind of like a GTA style. But it's not the best way to play it. But, you know, for those of you that like doing that, they do have that option. I'm getting this left lane up here because we're going back across into the suburbs. So the map is pretty decently sized, and I don't know if they have plans for future DLC for the map to be any bigger, but that would be welcome. We're gonna get in the middle lane because this lane ends, and we're gonna be making a left anyway. And both the left side lanes are turn lanes to the left. I play this with a Thrustmaster Heart controller. It's like an Xbox controller. I don't use a wheel on this game, and I like that. It's casual. It was easy to play it over the weekend and have fun, be immersed in this world, and to sit down and do, we did back-to-back streams until we completed the game. And a big thanks to all of you that showed up for those. I really do appreciate that. All right, we're almost to the suburbs here. Go Birds. The Riverbirds. Phoenix High Riverbirds. Yeah. Sense of speed in the game seems a little off there. I don't know if there's a confusion between the kilometers an hour versus the miles per hour, but 45 seems like 60 miles per hour, honestly. I'm not sure, but in almost all of these buses, it's not in miles per hour on your physical gauges. It seems like it's in kilometers, from what I can tell. All right, so we're going to be entering the suburbs of Emberville. Windfall area here. I'm going to High Road next. And one thing I really did enjoy was the evolution of the map and seeing it change as we upgraded the districts. I thought that was really, really cool. No major game-breaking bugs that I ran into. There's only a few things that are weird. The people that fall through the map a few times, like over and over again at bus stops. I've seen some cars do some questionable things when it comes to parking on the sidewalks and things like that. The other thing is the collisions on some buses on the right-hand side where you want to get close to the curb can be a little wonky, and you'll run into an invisible curb sometimes. Or it's just an invisible part of the collision model on the bus that hits it. So I hope that does get changed, because that's one modifier I don't touch, is the one that is more precise parking, because they want you basically next to that curb. And like I said, a lot of these models have a bad collision on them, and if you touch that, you're in trouble. So as we wait at this light, you'll notice there's a commotion happening here above the right blinker on this van. And that is a pedestrian stuck in the map that I was talking about before, that they're falling through the map over and over again, just out for a hike. Yeah. Little things like that. But apart from that, man, I mean, when you're just out cruising around and, you know, you go into the garage and you get a new paint, you just want to do a free drive, you can do that anytime you want. If you just take in the sights and see the detail of the map, it's really impressive. I do like that. Everything seems different It doesn't seem like it's copy pasted from each other. It feels like each district is its own feel or its own vibe. Let's get around these guys here. And we'll pick up all of y'all. Gotta say y'all, right? We're in Tennessee. There you go. And you can hear music in the background, especially when you get down to the strings district. You'll notice a lot of live music playing down there, which is really cool. All right, everybody's on board. Okay, we're going to go. Let's do it. Beautiful.
All Saints.
But yeah, this game was not marketed as a sim, so that made me happy. You know, there's a lot of other sims out there that are fulfilling that that niche for the bus market. But the harsh reality here is that this is not the market. The bus sim enthusiasts are not their market they were targeting here. They're targeting a casual console player. Why is that? Because consoles are everything when it comes to the video game market. Not on Steam. Like, PC players are a lot lower than any console market there is out there. That goes for a lot of games. And it may not feel that way, especially if it's something that you're into, you know, but that's just how it is. So to me, this is like playing with your cars when you're a kid, you know, playing with your Matchbox, your Hot Wheels. But instead, you're doing it in a 3D universe here. We're playing with a big, huge, giant bus going to stop, you know? And you can play that on a console. I think that's pretty cool. So I think they definitely hit the mark there. And I've noticed a lot more people were interested in this title than other bus games or bus sims that are out there. So I think that's telling. But I was told that I was a shill because I did a sponsored deal on a game I already planned on playing and covering. But the truth of that is that I enjoyed the demo. I played this game every single day since its release in my free time on the weekends. Or over the weekend. It wasn't weekends. So I did all that. And then here we are. We've completed the game. And I got to say that I really have enjoyed my time in Busbound. It was just one of those games I just enjoyed playing in my free time, and I enjoy making videos on and streaming. It was a great streaming game for sure. We all got to see all the districts change in front of our eyes and unlock all the buses. A lot of close calls. A lot of grinding. But the main thing with the grinding in this game is that you can make a short line if you want and just grind that bus stop out. That's what I ended up doing. And I think some other people picked up on that quicker than I did because I think some people completed the game in like 10 hours. All right, so we're gonna make another left here, it looks like. Yep. So we left that whole area up there, the suburbs, and now we're going to be heading down into the Strings District, which is one of my favorite areas. Although taking this giant bus down there is not the best, but we're going to make it work. These people are very, very happy to be on the bus, right? Yep. Mm-hmm. They sure are. All right, let's get going, buddy. Another small nitpick would be the timing of the relay on the blinkers. They're extremely slow. Like, they need to speed those up by like half speed or something, and it would feel more realistic. This is a really tough turn here because the oncoming traffic here will never give you room to make this turn. You cannot make this turn in this bus around this corner. Oh, he's going to try to let me do it? Okay. Well, I do appreciate that, buddy. We're going to try to squeeze by here. This is tough. You see that curb right there? Holy moly, dude. You can't do it without hitting that curb. Yep, there it is.
You nearly hit me.
You nearly hit me. Well, you know what? Cry. I already did. Here. You don't like it, you can get off the bus, okay? I tried to do the best I could with what we had. Okay, Campbell Hotels are happy. Let's continue our tour. Okay, buddy. Go right on ahead. All right, let's take the bus lane down here. And there's a good view of the Batman building. That gives you that aesthetic that you're in Nashville. All right. Nailed the stop sign challenge. I would hope so. So, yep. We're now down in the Strings District here. And it's a really, really cool area. We're almost down there. We're in the outskirts still. But you'll see once we get closer to the river what I'm talking about. But this is the new area here that was added whenever we upgraded the district. Gives us a nice bus stop there. Turn this way. So I did have a lot of screen tearing when I was playing this game, and I fixed it by turning VSync on. Who knew, right? VSync was something that I didn't even think about because a lot of games I don't run VSync on. Jeez, dude. You're going to run that? You're running the stop sign too. Well, they thought about it. Because we have right away there. So graphically, I was dealing with some weird stutter things and things like that, and just turning VSync on fixed it. A lot of that is because this monitor I run this on is like a 240 hertz monitor, but I have it nerfed to 60 hertz because that's what I record YouTube at, 60 frames per second. So I don't need to go higher than that, but sometimes I have to turn that on. All right, can we make this here? Why are you stopping here, dude? Are you kidding me? This is what we're doing? All right, we're going to get a front alignment of okay because this guy doesn't want to move his stupid truck. What is this about? Unbelievable, dude. All right. Well, we can't even get out of here if we wanted to because this guy's just going to park right here. I don't know what this guy's malfunction is. He just blocked us completely here. I'm gonna get around these guys. We might have to take a different route. I don't know. Are you kidding me, dude? Yeah, you see what I'm talking about? The collisions. See that? That's how far away I was from the car. So some of these buses need that fixed for sure. I'm gonna try to go a different way. Because this guy is blocking the road for whatever reason. I don't know what that's about. And we can't get around him. Well, we could. After this Porsche figures his life out. Actually, we're gonna try to slalom this, maybe? I don't know, man. That's a weird one. I've never seen that one before. Okay, we're gonna try to go like this. Literally slalom this thing around this way. There we go. You gonna hit the brakes anytime soon, bud? Thank you. Holy crap, that was insane. So what now? What do we do next? I'm just gonna wait for the DLC. You know, see what they have in store for us. Come on, dude. Figure it out today. Sometime today. I'd appreciate it. The drivers in this game drive like real life. It's scarily accurate sometimes. I will say that. Sports ball, sporting goods. I love that they call that sports ball. So this is the Strings district down here. You can see all the chalk on the ground and stuff. And this next stop is the river stage. Right here on the left where they play the music live. Let's pull in here. This is a very difficult stop because of the size of that curbing. Look how big that curb is, dude. It's massive. Yeah, we're not going to make that perfect. That's for damn sure. But that is the stage right there on the left. You see there. Nick Jones. Looks like he's going to be playing there tonight. All right, we all on board? Wonderful.
Welcome aboard. We're going to be starting the tour off once again here, once everybody takes their seats, as we head to Ash Grove Road. This is the Strings. A big thanks to bus drivers like myself and others that made it possible. It's a little tough with a big bus to get it through here, but we do what we can do. As you can see, this place used to be a little run down, a lot of trash and, you know, dilapidated buildings, but over time, they put in the work and they made a bustling community here in the Strings. Lots of bars and live music. You'll hear some live music now. On the left-hand side as we pass the music bar, on the right, and Ocean and Field. And here's the theater. The theater was not one of those buildings that was in great condition, but after the upgrade, you see everything was back to normal. Here on the right-hand side, you can see a building that didn't make it in time and ended up being a building of the past. On our left is WEMB Live. You see that giant tower there? So we can listen in to WEMB, the voice of Emberville. We're going to be heading into, well, they call it the ashtray, but it's going to be Asheville. Just kidding. You'll see. It's Ash Tree. And on the right-hand side, as we cross the Ember River, you can see a bunch of boats. And on the left-hand side, you can see that bigger boat over there, but kind of hard to make out for sure. As we head back into the north end side of Emberville into Ash Tree.
All right, enough of the tour there. We're going to continue here into the north side of the map. In Ash Tree. I do like that all these buttons, you can touch all these. You can turn your warning lights on and off. You know, you can operate the bus however you want. As simplistic as you want, or if you want some realism, you can throw that in there as well. Thank you. Thanks for joining our tour today. We appreciate you. Bye. Bye-bye now. More people getting on. Okay. Let's get back out on the road. This is the area that has the university and all that is down here. But to our left is how we're going to make it into the downtown area here in a second. And we got the green. I'm just gonna put my blinker on here. We're gonna get over, because I know we have a turn coming up here shortly. But you see what I'm talking about? Every single district has its own feel. Like, it just looks like a total different area of the map. Oh, I guess we are stopping over here. I don't know, is there anybody over there? I don't think so. I'm looking in that mirror. We're good. We're good. I'm looking. I am not seeing anybody there. There we go. Perfect positioning. Okay, we on board here? Nope, they're still loading up. All right, back to it. Industrial Park. Now we're going to be going to the downtown area here. Slow down to 20. Here we go. Yeah, here's downtown. You can see a bunch of tires and crap on the right-hand side there. There's the fire district. You see the fire truck sitting out front there. Just so much detail in this map. We got the green. We got the green. There's a cop right there walking down the street. Foot patrol. So now we're at the Emberville Industrial Park. There's the bus depot right there. Passing that right now. It's wild that it's 30 miles per hour through here. We got a curb alignment of perfect and front alignment of perfect. Look at that. We're just a perfect driver. Yeah, right. After smashing into a car a couple times. I was proving a point. That I'm glad it happened, because the collision model is definitely something they need to look into. Because when you're driving a big bus, like an articulated bus through a downtown area, it is rough. You know? So every single tiny inch matters when it comes to making a corner. So if you have a big, huge collision, you know, around you, you're kind of screwed. Man, this traffic's never ending right here. After this truck, we should be good. Where that car comes. All right, we're good. So the map looks small from a distance, but man, whenever you really get into your route, you see just how big this map is. It's pretty big. You don't get a lot of countryside driving or anything like that, but that's okay. All right, we have speed bumps here. Got to slow down for these. Barely felt it. We're so excited about it. Textbook stop. They're impressed. Well, you're about to be super impressed here. This is another cool area here by the dorms. They got renovated. Yep. All right. Bridge Street's next. There's the ice cream parlor, all finished up. We've seen that in the first video I did. I will say, with the overcast day, the lighting looks really good. I really think that the night lighting is really well done in the game. The rain effects can be improved on, especially like I did see some rain coming through some of the bus models. That needs to be addressed. But the wetness on the ground and the feel of driving in the rain is definitely there with the sound of the rain hitting the roof. I quite like that. That building is really cool. Looks like a giant cup of coffee almost. All right, so this is Bridge Street, and this is a royal pain to make a left on, by the way. Anytime you're on Bridge Street here, where that is, this is like in St. Louis, the St. Charles Rock Road. Oh my God, we got a break in traffic. That never happens. We're taking that to the bank. All right. But yeah, making a left out of there is damn near impossible. The only other spot is in Windfall Oaks down there. Making a left out of there onto the bridge, that can be really tough as well as far as the amount of traffic. But we got lucky today. Okay. Now we get to see some more of downtown. In the new tunnel, they did add a tunnel right here. Now, we're going to go through the tunnel. It's not part of the tour. But I want you to see what it's like, because I think it's pretty cool. There you go. Very cool. Like, we'll have to come back around to get to Panda Street, which is fine. Oh, actually, you know what? I don't think I had that stop right there, so I think we might be okay. They just wanted us to take the bus lane up there. But I wanted to go through the tunnel, and I did. Okay, we're going Panda Street, so I don't think we stay in this lane. Should be our final stop before we head back to the depot. If you've been playing Busbound, let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear your thoughts on it and your takes. There we go. Sometimes this truck here is pulled out into the road and you have to honk the horn for him to move. So, very cool. He is in his spot today, in the right spot. Alrighty. Back to Frontier Hub. And that will be that. Let's get over in this lane. And we already know people are not going to be happy with us after those collisions with the car. But if I had that modifier on that removes that, that would have been disastrous for us. So, don't recommend you do that. All right. We made it back. Let's open the doors, let people off of the bus. And thanks for joining me on a tour of Emberville today. Line drive completed. So here is our entire Sightseer route we did. Frontier Hub, down to the Opera House, then we went to High Road, the All Saints Church, the Campbell Hotels, then we went to the Cinder Hotels. That was the River Stage. Ash Grove Road, we saw that. Then the Emberville Bus Depot. There's the Industrial Park. The dorms we stopped by to say hello. And then Bridge Street downtown, Panda Street, and then back to the hub. 2,133 on the likes. 114 passengers total today.